Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen to AFLNT's coverage of the 2024-25 TIO NTFL season from TIO Oval number 2 in Darwin on Larrakia country. This afternoon's clash sees the Green Ants take on St Mary's. My name is Brenton Toy and I'm joined in the commentary this evening by Paul Maher. How are you, Paul?
Fantastic today, Brenton. Yourself? Great afternoon. Sun's gone down for the twilight game. Should be a ripping game, last year's grand finalists.
Yep, so Pints are in third, St Mary's on 6 pints, going head-to-head this week with Saints, full of confidence coming off a 67-point win last week against the Tiwi Bombers. St Mary's having the rest with the bye after a round one loss against Nycliffe. So both teams have a strong track record, and as you mentioned, last year's premiership contenders. We see the ball held aloft, ruck one there by the Pints player, contested ball, may have held high, ball not going anywhere, comes out, and there's been a free kick paid there for a leg, and the St Mary's player that's got it there, Ashley Penry, nice kick up to centre half forward. Shakayla Gardner-Crumbs kicks it out the back, looking for her teammate up there. Shakayla Gardner again involved, kicks it into the pocket, and we will see a boundary throw in deep forward St Mary's pocket.
Good forward structure moves there from Saints. They at the bottom of the pack, done a couple of times there, got a couple of early possessions.
Ball ruck there by St Mary's, winning the hit out. Pints on the backside of the stoppage, being able to just lock it up there. Tap back inside by the St Mary's play. Intercept hand pass there. They clear to the wing. Pints outnumbered out there. St Mary's with 2-1. Good shepherd off the ball. Great tackle there by the Pints player. Missed handball. Back inside the Penry again onto the left. Into the corridor. Dangerous kick. Chopped off by the Pints player there. Caught up. Doesn't get a kick away. Again, another intercept by the Pints player running out. Kick through the corridor. And it's there with Kenendry McNamara. Gets a kick over the top. And she has got her teammate there in... Who's that? Casey Morris, I think. Morris looking to go inside 50. Nice looking kick off the boot. Contested there by her teammate Steph Lawrence. Cleared by St Mary's.
Kiralee Parnell.
Yep. Great tackle there. Janet Baird, I think it is. Cheers from the crowd there. Yes, JB. I think that's Janet Baird on the far side of the ground. It is.
Number 18, yeah.
Yep.
A bit of a stoppage here at the moment. That's Billy Byers on the bottom of the pack. Good structure so far from Saints. It's set up defensively as well.
Just locked up there again. Good ruck contest there between Ross and Pavich. So Ross of Pints and Pavich of St Mary's. As you said, Billy Byers in there, in and under the midfield. Ruck contest again. There's Pavich. Does her own roving work, gets it over the top. Pressure again comes. Pints kick it back inside 50. Parnell looks to chop it off. The Pints player there collects, gathers. Great tackle there by Parnell. Looking to come out wide now. Spreading. Great work by St Mary's. Marked there by Paula Pavich, the ruck person, doing a great job around the ground. Not quite the kick she was after. Chopped off there by Elish Grunden. Hands out the back, missed by the Pints player. And we see Tui Winetti. Yep. Nice handball off, yep.
That's senior. That's...
Katie Whitaker got it. Has a bounce, running inside 50, looking to go deep. Has nobody in the goal square, left unattended, and it bounced through for a behind.
Across the face there, Brenton, I think.
Yep.
That was great play then from Saints, is that they matched up quite well there. Whitaker, Winetti taking the ball and then getting it across to Whitaker, who's played in the Sandford with Norwood last year.
Pints players just running it in. I think that's a bit of an asset, the ability to run in from their kick in, out to a contest. Interested to see which way this goes. Free kick St Mary's, maybe for a hold or a push in the back.
It's Lavina Polo.
Yep. Jay Delacour kicks it in, bit of air on it, not quite the kick she was after. And ball just locked up again, right forward pocket for St Mary's.
Got a good structure there, trying to hold that ball into their forward 50 Saints, is that once you got it in there, they've got to try and get a score.
Ruck contest again, out the back. Pints doing well at stoppages. Pressure from St Mary's great. Just a repeat throw in now. Bit of an arm wrestle early.
It's just about how they're setting up. You can see there's lots of numbers inside their forward 50. Their Pint of obviously going to try and pressure.
Boundary throw in again. Nobody able to take clean possession. Players looking for a free, and the umpire's paid it. Free kick. Pints holding the football there. Try and pick up that player down in that deep forward pocket. Kicks out on the left. Looking for a teammate there in Felicity Klein. Misses the target. Over the top, far side boundary. Tapped on by the Pints player. Amy Chittick there involved. Former Waratah. Kicked in there again by Gabrielle Ressinger. Pints able to clear. Dangerous kick up to the corridor, but if it comes off, it'll pay off. Nice handball over the top if she can hit a target. Unfortunately misses. St Mary's, plenty of numbers there. Outnumbering at the contest, sending it back in, but to a Pint player. They might just look to settle down now, the Pints.
Yeah, a little bit rushed in from Saints. They probably had a little bit more time there, and they had players outside.
Pints just unable to find a bit of cohesion at the moment. Nice smother there off the boot. Pints doing great here, outnumbered 2 on 3. See if they can win it. Good protection off the ball. Hand pass there by Zoe McKinney over the top, and just pressures on. Good tackle again there by the Saints player. Cleared it out to her teammate there in Kira Hill-Carter over the top. And nice left foot there by the Saints player into the forward pocket. Gardner Dunn onto the right boot, puts it inside of the corridor, looking for a teammate there. Nice gather, blind turn, running in, open goal. If she can hit it, it'll go through. Beautiful kick off the boot there by the St Mary's player. If we can pick that up, I think that was Grace Senior, number 23. Yep, that's the one. We've picked that up on the replay. So it was a terrific gather there. Bit of a blind turn and just ran in, and beautiful purchase off the boot to put it through for St Mary's first goal. 1-1-7 to Pints 0.
Yeah, Saints put some pressure on. There was like a 4-on-2 contest out here on centre wing, Brenton, and they put the pressure on where they were able to get the ball out through the likes of Polo and Risinger, and they were able to get it into that forward 50 where Senior and Whittaker are showing some early form, which could be a little bit of a drama for Pints defence. They've had a couple of shots on goal now, Saints, so but it's all been into Saints forward 50.
Ball thrown up again, even contest. St Mary's Pavic wins the ruck contest, but Pints with the clearance. If they can get a boot on it, no, held up again, just at a stoppage. Umpire letting it go on here. Player taken to ground, still hasn't blown the whistle, and now finally calls for a ball up. So good tactics there by Pints, not to give St Mary's any clean possession and allow them an easy takeaway. Yeah,
Renee Hicks on the bottom of the pack there, so you know that she's doing some hard work early.
Ball thrown again. Pavic is just dominating the ruck. Not a lot of size difference there, but is getting a hand on it and doing a lot of the work at ground level as well. Gone back inside forward. This is a terrific gather again by Grace Senior. She's done that. Just did a little bit of in and out, bit of a shimmy. Put it over the top. If it bounces through, it'll go through for a goal, and it's rushed through for
I think that's a
Sockett.
Goal on the line to, I think it might have been Hunter.
Yep. It's a long way from the commentary box, but it looked like it was going to bounce through from behind, but the camera's on Shakayla Gardner-Dunn. It might have been her that, it was Dunn, yep. Shakayla Gardner-Dunn that snuck in and got her foot to the ball and socked that one through for a goal because it was behind for all money. So, again, St Mary's with a very quick response to their last goal, putting another one on 2-1-13 to Pint 0.
Yeah, great work from Saints. As I said, is that they've kept the ball inside their forward 50. And by putting on that forward pressure, they're setting up well outside the 50, which is stopping the Pint ball from coming back out.
Pavic again gets a hand to it. Pints at the backside of the stoppage. They've read that all night so far. And again, tough contested ball situation. Hands out the back. That's the one they need, the release option. Kicked into the contest again. Finally, they get it over the top. And to centre half forward. Great tackle there by the St Mary's player in Sky King on her Pint opponent. Pints just willing the ball forward. Umpire letting it go. Nice handball out there to Amy Chittick. again, Pints just be able to get a hand. St Mary's there in numbers. Got the defence turned inside out. Pints, Saints rushing it through for a behind. Umpire says that's all good with me. Kick it in, please.
Geez, they did that hard, Brenton Pint, didn't they? They just kept forcing the ball forward, though, but they just didn't have anybody on the end of it to make up for.
Here we go, Janet Baird, NT champion, kicks in. Maybe it should have been a free kick there. The Pints player was just hit high and from behind by the St Mary's player. Unlucky there not to get the free. Amy Chittick, she tosses the ball back, and we'll see another stoppage left half forward for Pint.
So it looks like when Eddie's going with Chittick early.
Again, Pavic with the ruck contest, straight hit out to Caitlin Sargent, who gets it onto her left boot down the line. Grace Senior, she's been terrific in this first quarter. Plenty of important touches early. Katie Whitaker gets it on the boot. Beautiful drop punt, keeps it low, avoids the wind, and unfortunately it's just dribbled over for a behind. But great transitional play there by St Mary's. Quick takeaway from halfback, got it to the wing. It was Senior involved, Whitaker involved. Beautiful shot on goal, just unlucky not to score.
Yeah, they're putting the ball out. Saints putting the ball out in front of their teammates, which is giving them every opportunity to run onto it. So Pavic is on fire early.
Pints looking to clear, right half back. By letting it go. St Mary's with the clean possession. Pints great tackle. Forced a bit of a turnover. St Mary's there in numbers. Pressure's on again. Pints now with the numbers. Forward of centre, I think that's Chittick who gets the kick over, and Janet Baird, just experience there. Yep, composed under pressure, and beautiful delivery out to the wing to her teammate out there. I'll try and pick up that player on the far side. We'll keep going with the call into the corridor. Maybe a bit of a free push there for Pints, but St Mary's win the ball. Great tackle there by the Pints player, ball and all. Pinned the arms, pinned the football, took the player to ground, and we'll see a ball up.
That's Hicks again. She's right into the wherever the footy is, that's where she is. So she's going to be a driving force for their opportunities in this game, I think, Brenton.
Yep. And we just see Felicity Klein there take the ruck for Pint. The first time Pavic hasn't been in there, and a ruck win to the Pints. They look to come out far side wing. Plenty of Saints there to spoil. Pints players to the front of the contest. They just soccer it, willing it forward. This is what worked for them before. Player takes them on, comes back inside. Bit of chaos out there, bit of chaos kick off the ground. St Mary's there in numbers. They'll look to lock it up. Umpire again calls I'll have it, and will throw it up. Left half back for the for the St Mary's Football Club. Pint forward line.
They've been strong Saints in defence so far.
Very well set up through the midfield. I think Pavic has given them great drive early. Not losing many ruck contests here, which has allowed them to get a plenty of midfield drive. St Mary's again, just out and just getting plenty of numbers to the contest there. That kick goes nowhere, goes straight up in the air. Saints again, able to clear through that side. It was Jade Delacour. I think that might have been Janet Baird with another kick down to half back. Again, St Mary's with numbers at the contest. Keisha Martenga gets it over the top, and it looks like Gardner Dunn again with those fluoro boots. Got the overlap there. Grace Senior again. She's been outstanding at centre half forward. Not the bounce she would have wanted, but she's still got plenty of time to straighten up. Skews it off the right side of the boot to the outside. Still in play. St Mary's with the numbers there. Quick handball over. Snap on goal by the St Mary's player in Monet Hunter. Great St Mary's teamwork there. Just kept the ball alive, stayed in the contest, continued to work hard, didn't give up on it, and a nice handball over. Great team goal there by the Saints.
That's Grace Senior once again. She's getting plenty of possessions there across that half forward line, and she's finding them to be uncontested at the same time. So her opponent's obviously running off her or pushing further up the ground, which is leaving Grace Senior out there by herself, and that's the second time that she's pushed that ball inside 50 and they've been able to score off it. So might be something for Pint to have a look at, is that they need to pay a little bit more attention to Saints forwards, who they may not think are going to have an impact, but they are. This is Kiralee Parnell into the ruck.
Yep, and again another ruck contest win there by Saints. Parnell involved again, does the ruck work, then does the delivery inside 50. Beautiful kick, almost onto her teammate's chest there. St Mary's in numbers at centre half forward. They're just again willing it forward, soccering it forward. Plenty of numbers there. Pressure's on. Gardner pressures. Pint just able to clear, and a nice settling mark there by Riley Huppets across half back. Looks to clear to the far side wing. Plenty of numbers there for Pints, but chopped off there by St Mary's. Tough contest. Pint there, kick it in. Zoe McKimmie, bit of air on it, and out on that far side there is Eilish Ross, the ruck person there. Nice left foot kick, straightens up inside 50. Great body work there by the Pint player, and Casey Morris still involved. Gets it onto her boot and may roll over. No, kept in by the Pint player, so they've done well to keep this alive. Plenty of numbers around. They just got to keep the pressure up, Pints. Handball back, nice release out the back there, and lovely kick. And that's all they had to do, just maintain that pressure and just continue with those forward 50 entries. We'll pick up that player there. It is Riley Hubbets, and a nice kick in there, just as all forwards should be in front, Paul.
Yeah, well, she's pressed down because she took that mark from the kick in or back in defence, and she's worked her way forward to have a shot on goal, which wasn't the best. But there was once again Pint were able to just keep pushing, rolling the ball forward and keep pushing the ball forward. Saints had numbers back, but they just didn't have them in the spots where the ball was falling.
Yep, Janet Baird looking to bring the ball back in again. Looks for a short uncontested ball, barely makes the distance, barely keeps it off the ground, but paid the mark. Jade Delacour there, St Mary's back pocket, bit of air on it, bit of risk. Pints there in numbers, they get there. Tries to give a handball off. We call play on if anyone catches it. Pints there again. Claire Laurie, tough in the contest, should be locked up. Umpire calls mine and will throw it up.
Geez, it's a bit hot and cold, isn't it? It's all go, or we're under pressure and there's tackles and ball ups. I think both teams just trying to find their feet a little bit. Saints have got a bit of a jump here at the moment, but have got a little bit of scoreboard pressure at the moment, Brenton.
They haven't been really settled down back, St Mary's, especially with Janet Baird back down there. We spoke about Janet Baird. She just played in a premiership for the Cairns City Lions. She was at Gold Coast, she was at Hawthorn, one of the youngest medalists to win the league best and fairest here for the women's competition in the NTFL. Maybe a little bit of late reward for effort here for Pint as they look to go inside 50. Bit of air on it. Looks that player again, Baird with a two-handed spoil. Great tackle there by St Mary's. Baird's involved again. Mops up. Pint's got it. Kicked it in. And fortunately in front, or unfortunately for the St Mary's play, depending on which way you look at it, but that's that golden rule, play in front there. And it is, we got there Alexandra Duff for the Pints, just in the right place, and it looks like it's been marked inside the square. We can't see the line, so the umpire has brought it around directly in front, should not miss, and puts that one through for a much needed goal with about 30 seconds to go into this first quarter. Round 3, TIO NTFL season, Pint versus St Mary's. St Mary's 3 goals to 20 to Pint 1 goal to 8.
Yeah, as we spoke about that, they continue to push the ball forward, Point, that they just didn't want to give up. They had numbers to the ball, they created a stoppage, they won a clearance off the stoppage, and then Duff was standing in the goal square in front of her opposition. General rule of thumb from a backman, from a defender's point of view, is that you've always got to be goal side. Little error has created a goal.
And there we have it, there's a siren. So beautiful conditions here at TIO number 2. We've just seen the sunset, beautiful sunsets up here in the top end. A little bit of a breeze blowing across the ground directly at the commentary box. It is, as I said, St Mary's 3 goals to 20, and that Pint should be 1 goal to 8. Goal scorers for St Mary's: Shakayla Gardner-Dunn with 1, Monet Hunter with 1, and Grace Senior with 1. And then Paul, did you get the Pint player there the end?
That was Alexandra Duff at the end. That was There's a standing in the right spot at the right time where the fall of the ball. So great first quarter. A lot of fuel used though, Brenton, by both teams trying to find their place. Interesting to see what the coach's words are going to be at quarter time, is to work out what the plan is for the next 3 quarters.
You're with us on AFL and TV's coverage of 2024-25 TIO NTFL season, PINT versus St Mary's. You're with Brenton Toy and Paul Maher. We'll be back after the break.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Yep. Well, welcome back to the second quarter, round 3, TIO NTFL season, live from TIO number 2. It's Brenton Toy with Paul Maher, and as I said, we're out on number 2. Beautiful sun setting across the ground as the players make their way out to positions. We were just talking about out on number 2. Of course, we've got the AFLW Dreamtime game coming up with Essendon and Richmond this Saturday. So bit of work getting done to TIO number 1 to get it in pristine condition for the AFLW game. So, but beautiful conditions out here on TIO number 2. We've got St Mary's leading PINT. So St Mary's 3 goals, 2-20 to PINT 1 goal, 2-8. St Mary's had most of that possession in that first quarter with a late goal there by the PINTs in the closing seconds.
Yeah, it was probably 75% Saints, probably 25% Pint there towards the end, and they put a little bit of pressure on Pint, obviously, towards the end there to keep the ball inside that forward 50, and the ball just fell into the right spot with Duff getting on the scoreboard. But Saints early through senior has been lively. Whittaker out of Norwood in the Sandford was good, and they're also getting plenty of movement. Monet Hunter was fairly lively down there too, was that small forward. But Pavic has been good. Pint have got some work to do, but anything can happen.
Ball thrown up. Kiralee Parnell against Ross into the ruck. Parnell wins the ruck, does her own roving. Maybe held there. The St Mary's players just willing it forward. Billy Byers gets a handball to her teammate, cleared there by the Pint player. It's a handball over the top. Again, coming off half-back, Pints looking to clear their defensive half. It's going to be dark in the box here. Just a high free kick there paid. Looks like it'll be...
That's Hicks.
Yep.
On the bottom of the pack again, Brenton. So she's having a bit of a red hot go tonight.
Tough in and under play. A beautiful bullet-like pass to her teammate there in Chittick with a rolling mark. Chittick goes back, looks to go inside 50, goes a little bit wide. Bit of separation there with her teammate, and it was great space there made by Kennedy McNamara, who kicks it inside 50. Great work there by the Pint player just to outbody Parnell, but again cleaned up by the St Mary's defence. Janet Baird looks to get a handball advantage paid as they run it out of the half-back line. St Mary's kick into space. Gray Senior looks like she's going to run to her teammate. Still involved. Gets it. Nice pick up. Short. Is it a pass? Is it a shot? She looks like she's passed it off and bounces through for a behind there just before Tui Winetti can get her hands on it there. So great work there by Gray Senior again. Very lively across half forward. Unlucky not to kick a goal again herself.
Yeah, Baird's in good form down in defensive there too, Brenton. She was very strong there.
Yep, great run and carry. We got that
That's
player
Whittaker.
there. Yep, Katie Whittaker. Nice kick inside 50. St Mary's there in numbers. Nice snap on goal there by Katie Sargent. Doesn't get the bounce she was after. Winetti snaps back onto the left foot, and she has dragged that one back. Exciting goal there. Just kept in the play, stayed alive, rounded up the football, come back onto her left foot, and a nice snap on goal to Winetti. So we'll mark that one down for another one for St Mary's. 4 goals, 3-27 to Pint, 1 goal, 2-8.
Yeah, it's good forward defensive work there as the Pint tried to bring the ball out. Whittaker was good, took possession, centred the ball, became a little bit of a neutral ball, but Winetti was good with the bounce, read it well and snap over the shoulder. She's just come in from a season at Cable Beach, so pretty match fit to Winetti.
So Katie Whittaker, after that work, is going to go into the ruck now.
You've got Papic on the bench here, so they're probably just trying to get their rotations right, I would say, Saints.
So Whittaker against Ross. Nobody wins it. Non-controlling umpires picked out a free from behind the play. Looks like it's going to go to Pint. And it has.
That's Hicks again.
Hicks again. She's had plenty of it tonight. Looks to go inside 50. Chittick diving mark. Doesn't quite take it. Baird's there involved. Soccer off the ground by Pint into the far side, left side pocket. And plenty of numbers around. Handball over the top. And nobody able to take clean possession except for Amy Chittick. She gets it over to her teammate. And the umpire has paid a free for incorrect disposal. And St Mary's looking to clear out to half forward, half back flank. And they've got it. Caitlin Sargent continues that spread out to the far side. Paula Pavic, who's just come on off the interchange, as you said, Paul. Fresh legs into the ruck, gets her first possession. Looks to go long, drops a little bit short. And St Mary's there with numbers. Winetti again, nice handball over Billy Byers, and she was caught holding the football there. Umpire, correct decision, has dropped it, and not much to argue about there. Billy Byers, give the ball back, put your hands up, and Pint will take it out from half-back flank.
It's a bit ambitious then from Billy. I think she tried to split the middle of 3 players.
Yep, so Zoe Clark kicks it up to half-back. St Mary's there have gathered with numbers. Nice clean handball there off the ground. Paula Pavic again gets it in. Billy Byers involved, Ray Senior involved, the usual suspects down there for St Mary's. Billy Byers has got it. She's caught again. Not her night so far. Billy Byers, Pint's defence working really hard. A nice contest on the ball there. All fair. Great tackle from behind by Amy Chittick. Should be rewarded, and she is. Great work there by the Pint defence. And Amy Chittick just holding her mouth. She just gets up, looks to come inboard. And St Mary's have loaded up with a bit of numbers behind the play, but a nice pass there by Chittick to find her teammate in
Steph Lawrence.
Steph Lawrence, nice set of hands, continues to stay wide, right half forward flank. The Pint player just using her body, gets the one mitt up to it. And again, St Mary's defence getting back in numbers, holding it up. And nobody able to take clean possession. Perhaps a throw out there. Saints Pint player just body lining it. Held after disposal, should get the free kick and does, and looks to come in board. Nice left foot kick in board there by Isabel Harding. Pint unable to take clean possession. Teammate down there, I think is Elish Ross. I don't know if she's kicked that, if it's 19 or 9, no.
Sure what's happening there, if it's a point or not. The umpire's having a bit of a chat. It looked like it was going to roll through. Whether it was touched or not, I think that's the question that's being asked.
I think, and I might have got that one wrong by default. I think Eilish Ross has got a free kick from right in front of the goal, so must have been a free kick for after disposal. The ruck person for Pint, Eilish Ross, has got a goal. And so very much needed. That one keeps a minute, so that takes St Mary's 4-3-27 now to Pint 2-14.
The three of their key pins then, Hicks, Lawrence and Chittick all involved there. So their class is coming forward, now when it's needed, Brenton, because, the Saints got that first goal of the quarter. They needed to come back strongly and very, very quickly as well, for which they've done. But very interesting to see that their three key players in their team are right in that and right involved.
So Pint's just trying to get organised with their 6-6-6. I think they've made it just in time without getting a warning. And as you said, those linchpins, umpire throws it up, and again, Pavic in the ruck gets her left hand to it. Terrific work there by the St Mary's midfielders. Nice handball there by St Mary's. I think that's McWimmy for Pint, who tried to get a clearing kick. Didn't make it too far, and a ball up far side wing across near the athletics track. And we look at those beautiful colours in the background there. Lovely sunsets up here. Ball thrown up again. Pavic gets a hand to it. Pint able to get a kick but not clear. And we should see another stoppage again. The umpire pretty hot on the whistle with that one. We'll throw it up again. Another stoppage. Pavic again gets that left hand to it up against Casey Morris of Pint. Nobody able to take clean possession. Now somebody does. Nikisha Minita gets it over the top and unable to find a teammate there. Perhaps the Pint player held without it, or the Saints player held without it.
Was either that or dropping the ball, Brett.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure, but that's Billy Byers with the ball, and she's just hit Caitlin Sargent front and centre, right up front, ready to, and she looks like she might be backing herself in here.
She has, and that was just laced her out. It was a beautiful lead, plenty of space. I'm sure we got Sargent or Senior Sargent. It's it into the kick, into the pocket. St Mary's players fly, nobody stays down. Now they do, and the Saints player there caught high.
That's Winetti, I think.
Yep, Winetti, who's been lively down there in that forward line.
No.
Just check. It might be Nikisha Minita, I think. Yep. We're also reading the team sheets in the dark over here. Doing well, considering the conditions. Minita lines it up. Looks pretty good off the boot. Goal umpire moves a little bit and it goes through for a behind. So St Mary's go to 4-4-28 to Pint 2-2-14. You're with us on AFLNT's TIO coverage, 2024-25 NTFL season. Brenton Toy and Paul Maher from the commentary box.
Yeah, it's a costly miss then from some areas that they were, you don't want to go giving those away. They worked really, really hard to get that ball into that forward structure with a couple of frees and then gave it back to Point.
And Pint just unable to clear. They've done well there to get a mark. Amy Chittick just with a mark out in front of Janet Baird. Maybe that's a good ploy to try and get Baird up the ground. Intercept mark there, taken by the St Mary's player. Jeanette Grant. Just playing skinny side boundary. Pint able to chop that off there. They've done pretty well to hold this up, Pint. And
it's a turnover there.
Yep.
We'll call it a smother. I don't think it was, but yeah, we've got a neutral ball in now.
Here we go. So Felicity Klein unable to clear there. So Felicity Klein, she will take the ruck now against Grace Senior. Nobody able to take a decisive win. Pint player just wrapped up, taken to ground, and we'll see a ball up.
Yeah, once again, the ambitions there were pretty strong. Try to break through two Saints players. Wasn't going to happen.
So Klein and this time Pavic go to battle. Gardner Dunn gets a kick inside 50. Seniors move forward now. And umpire is called high or in the back. Take your pick. And Grace Senior, number 23 for St Mary's, will go back and have another shot on goal. And it looks like there's been a 50 paid.
Oh, that's not good. That's look, you're inside 50. You want to be as disciplined as possible because you put them into the goal square. It's a 99.9% goal. So that's going to, Pint have fought really hard to defend this ball, and then they go and hand that away. A little bit undisciplined. I don't think the coaching hierarchy will be very happy with that.
No, so unfortunate there for Pint because they had done everything to get themselves back into the game, doing really well, within a couple of goals and just, as you said, turning what might have been a 50-50 into almost a 100% goal. It's almost unforgivable. In the coaching world, we call them coach killers, those ones, you could do without them. And no doubt the Pint player will realise that and make sure that they don't offend again.
Yeah, got some work to do now as it stretches out to 20 points now in Saints' favour.
So we go again. Umpire about to ball it up again. We've got Ross for Pint up against Pavic in the ruck for St Mary's. Pavic again with that dominant left hand. Gardner Dunn unable to take clean possession. Tough body work in there by St Mary's. And we should see a ball up there. Rennie Hicks was at the bottom of that pack. Surprise, surprise. Paul, she's in and under again.
Yeah, he sort of let that umpire let that one go a little bit longer. I think it was in and it wasn't quite. It was still moving. It wasn't stationary. So
terrific work then by Pavic in the ruck, and this time with her right hand. So a bit ambidextrous with her ruck work. The St Mary's ruckman able to tap left and right, which is a bit of an asset.
Yeah, it came out of country Victoria, and then she had a stint in the VFL with Hawthorn last year. So yep. She's up and coming. She's doing quite well.
That's what she's doing. Of course, St Mary's women, co-coached by Kim Bracken and former St Mary's Premiership and NT Thunder ruckman Ryan Smith. Unable to get clean possession again, neither team. Socket out, Gardner Dunn's in there, along with Grunden. Bit of a push off the ball. Great work body there by Penry. Just to nudge her player out. There's Billy Byers with some fleet-footed work there. Gets it inside 50. The St Mary's players almost run into each other. Beautifully mopped up there by the Pint player. Gets a clearing kick over the top, but only to a St Mary's player who's defending up the line. And they had him hemmed in pretty well there, Paul. Yeah,
good defensive setup by Saints there, that they were able to turn that ball back over, intercept mark. So
Sky King kicks it in, gets a handball inside. The Saints player there with a nice high kick and a mark almost taken by Senior. Gardner Dunn at ground level, tries to soccer and hits the post. So almost an opportunist the goal there by Gardner Dunn, but St Mary's again just willing themselves into the to the contest. But that's a bit of a worrying sign, I think. If they've had the majority of the possession and just aren't able to score, if you give Pints the opportunity, they're going to make the most of it. So we see Pint just bringing it in. Lauren Motlop with that trusty left foot. Nice clearing kick and almost finds Chittick, who was in a 2-on-1. Pint player there locking up the Saints players. And that was Janet Baird, who's drifted up the ground.
Their forward pressure's been good tonight. Saints, Brenton, is that every time the ball goes in, they try and hold it in there. They're not letting it out too easy. And then when Point do get the ball, that they're feeling that pressure by just banging it on while they're getting tackled.
Great work there off the ball there, then the tackle there by Ashley Penry. Kirley Parnell's in there. It'll be a free kick to Point. Zoe McWimmy, I think, has got it right half back. Kicks in board towards the centre square, a little bit towards the corridor. Opens the play up for Saints. Great pressure there by Point. Nobody able to take clean possession. Terrific tackle in that contest there by Kennedy McNamara of Point, not allowing St Mary's to go anywhere. So St Mary's had a little bit of the football in the last 5 or so minutes, but haven't been able to capitalise on the scoreboard. Ball thrown aloft again. Parnell and Ross go at it. Great work by the St Mary's forward player, just playing in front and perhaps getting a free for in the back, but umpire lets it go, and they're letting it go, which is great. Nice kick inboard, and it's called play on. The Pint player heard the call late, and they try to clear, gets to outside 50. Ross tries to get her boot to it, doesn't get it. Kirley Parnell picks it up, throws it on the right, out the back if they can. St Mary's. Pint's just getting in the way to intercept. Outnumbered at the contest, the Pint players, but they'll do well to stop this one and hold it up with a 4-on-2.
Yeah, it's some hard work there. The Saints bombed it back in there again, and they had numbers there at the back of the pack, Brenton, but it was the 4-on-2, so Pint have got to push some defensive numbers back there. As you can see, it's all green and gold at this stage. There's not too many white jumpers in there. They've got some work to do.
Umpire called play on. St Mary's player there. Jeanette Grant tried to have a snap and didn't quite get it through. Might see another ball up. The umpires let it go. I think the Pines players kicked that back in board. Called play on. Off hands and goes over for a boundary throw-in. Left forward pocket for St Mary's.
Geez, they're under the pump here, Pine, aren't they? The pressure coming from St Mary's is massive. They're red hot at the moment. That they're jumping on everything. Pine have just got that little bit of panic in them where they're trying to get the ball out, but they don't have too many options.
Yeah, and just even looking at the ground, even if they do get the ball out, every player is in the Pint defensive half, so they've got nowhere to go even when they do. So they'll win the free kick here.
So they just need to hang on to it. Oh, they've gone already. I was going to say they just need to hang on to it for a while and just play a little bit of a possession game to try and hang on to it and make Saints do the chasing, because at the moment it's Pint doing all the chasing.
Grundon with a clearing kick to the far side wing. Parnell involved. Didn't get may have got, no. It's going to be a boundary. The ball up. Parnell against Ross, who makes it to the stoppage. Great work there by Saints and Pints to contest the ruck. Quick kick off the boot there by the Pint player. Ball is going nowhere. That was Lucy Hamilton, number 4 for Pint. 2 rucks again. Parnell goes up against Ross and cleared again by Pint. I think that was Reddy Hicks again. Just tapped out the back. Bit of an open side play. Nobody out there, no teammates. Great work there by Lexi Cagney, who kicks it down the line to looking for a teammate there in Keisha Matenga. They work well together. Ashley Penry involved as well, still involved. Jeanette Grant, Lavinia Polo's out there now, and bodies left, right, and centre.
That's half time, Brenton. So it was a bit of it's a fight on out there, isn't it? The ball's spending a lot of time on the ground and it's bouncing around, and it's a bit of a survival of the fittest. There's going to be a lot of hands on hips, I think, as a few fuel tickets got spilt that quarter, but Saints have got a 21-point lead here at the half-time break, 5-5 to 2-2, which is very handy at this stage. Scoreboard pressure. We've got night footy, and it's the 2 top teams from last year battling it out.
And just with the goal kickers, we've got at half-time for Pint only the 2 single goal scorers, Eilish Ross with 1 and Alexandra Duff with 1. For St Mary's, I've got Shakayla Gardner-Dunn with 1, Tui Winetti with 1, Monet Hunter with 1, Grace Senior with 2. Got that one. All right, so we've got them. So as you said, Paul, St Mary's 5-5, 35 to Pint, 2 goals, 2, 14. You're with us on NTFL AFLNT's coverage of the 2025 to 24-25 TIO NTFL season, live from TIO number 2. We'll be back right after this.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Anyway, so I spoke to Mark and they said, put something to this. So I put it on. This was for senior coach, junior coaches, training programs, and they said, if you want to pay for it, put it in an invitation. I went, yeah, like $100 a week, $200 a week. For the amount of hours, it's all they say, it's 20 bucks. $10 an hour, it's $200 a week. So they came back and said, no, they wanted to go down the path of, they wanted to below, so they wanted to go to the push the junior program. And then Tracy Village came in, bring them in, and then they finished on this one. I'm talking about this, if that doesn't work, I'll come back to you. So I wanted to work with Ray with the junior program. I'll come back to Tracy Village. So he goes, okay. So he said, yeah, no worries, that's good. So yeah. And we tried to train him for 2 weeks, and then he comes for 2 weeks later and he goes, the boys are out. And I went, you know what? See you later. Yeah. And I think so, because you're a new people, and you've got different ideas. And ironically, I caught up with him last night, he was coaching on the junior team. And the guy that was with him coached the reserves. And he started to go, he goes, I'll feel the world. And so I've never been. And I've had that stage there. And you know, you've coached with him. You get to a stage where you're always a really fucking nice because with the boys and such with the community and every sort of national football manager, you know what your job is, you've got to play on the tribute. And I said, no, you had a go last year, and you were responsible for cricket. I said to you that side of the year, you look after that side of the right line, I look after this side. You know, it keeps cricket like that. I said, no, what do you fucking do? And I said to the president, I said, mate, this was the and he keeps coming to me and goes, I'm getting some feedback because it's in my way because I don't want to talk to you. And I said, you either ignore it or you're fucking sending me away. Yeah. And I said, talk to me about this day because he said, I'm going to go to them and you're not going to see me. Oh, you're the look over. And I said, right. So then what I used to do is, if you come with me, we're going to go to them. So there's two of us. So they always know, which is fucking bullshit. I had to write up a coach's code of conduct. What we each do. I said, here, this is what you need to do. And I said, that's fine. Live with it. Yeah. Because live with it when you've done it. And at the end, I sent one like a message. I said, no, nobody's interested. Nobody's interested. Nobody wants to give me advice. Yeah. And now I'm against those where I said it's not making I don't think we're doing it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why I jumped in and did the work, and as soon as I get to the point,
and I don't want that. So I don't want people to spoil what I've done previously. You know, and for me, you know, and everybody's got an opinion, which I think it's just about I'm not going to give you the, I'm not going to make any decisions that somebody's not going to do.
I'm all care and no responsibility.
And especially the late things that come up. So if you hold it through, you know, it's all of it. It's about them. It's not about the game anymore. It's about them. And about how the gear comes in. You know, mentally and physically and emotionally, you know, programs and welfare. And all that sort of stuff. So you've got to have welfare processes about how you speak to them and what learning capabilities and all that sort of stuff about what you're trying to do. You know, rather than young just know that it's thoughts. You know, young people, you don't do everything they do. So and that's old school. Now, I used to be like that. I used to be like that in Australia 20 years ago. Whereas now it's like, what are you doing? Well, mate, if I don't say anything, it's just a fucking idiot. So, I mean, in the players' game, what do we speak about? How are we going to do this? We have a role. Is the role, are you not up to it? Should we get somebody else? Maybe we'll swap somebody else.
I'll leave the client, leave my talk, leave me on,
You don't have to. And I heard that from a coach, one of the assistant coaches said, and then I'm thinking, how come we're going to devote an half a year and I'm going, one voice, need a rule, one voice. You know, and the thing that I just said to me was, does that mean you? And I went, well, I said, you're not understanding the one voice scenario. Okay, here's the one sheet. Doesn't matter who fucking reads it, as long as you're
singing from the same sheet.
Yes, exactly like that. But I think it worked, and I went, well, mate, it's not what we do, mate. You know?
That's something, let them all talk for however long, and then go, right, okay, now listen up. Because then those talk shit to them.
And that's what I did in the future. I'd do it here, and I'd be upstairs, and go, you guys get with it?
Get it ready.
Oh, yeah, I think that maybe we should make some decisions. And I go, no, hang on a minute, no. You're the midfield. You're the clearance midfield. What have you got? And I said, no, what happened out there? I said, that fucking bitch stayed out of the clearance. What happened? Oh, you will adjust that. Good. Don't come back to me and go, oh, you didn't make any changes. Talk about being a chance to win the game, you made any changes. No, fucking too nice.
It makes you feel that you ever feel like that's it.
I've got two on ice, so I'm doing the 3 rotations. And we're trying to rotate you to come up with an idea. You right, mate? Yes. I've got one job, remember? Heads go for light. No good?
Alrighty. Alrighty, here we go. Third quarter, round 3, TIO NTFL season 2024-25 from TIO number 2. The sun has well and truly set now here on Larrakia country. as we see both teams making their way out to their positions. St Mary's with the majority of the play in that first half, with 5-5-35 to PINT 2-2-14. Great spread of goal kickers there for Saints, 3 single goal kickers and 1 with 2, and just the 2 single goal kickers for PINT. Interesting first half. Paul, St Mary's with a lot of the play, but PINT with minimal opportunities able to score.
Brenton, it was that Saints jumped it early. They had a couple on the scoreboard virtually before PINT had even touched the ball. Since then, it's been a bit of a backwards, forwards, and it's making the most of the opportunities, which PINT had the opportunity, and they took that mark right on the quarter-time siren and kicked the goal. And they got another one into the second quarter. Saints bounced back with a couple in that quarter thanks to a 50-metre penalty and a little bit of luck. So the 21-point margin is probably not... I'd be happy if I was Saints. I reckon if I was Saints, I'd be probably happy if it was a bit bigger.
Yep.
The thing with PINT now is that you never know how PINT are going to play, because they can bust you wide open in the space of 2 or 3 plays, and that 21-point deficit could become a lead to PINT by three-quarter time.
Ball thrown up, Pavic again, dominant in the ruck, gets the hit forward, but PINT's at the backside of the stoppage, able to clear on that left foot, goes inside, not quite forward 50. Amy Chittick's there, just moving in front, keeping it alive, unable to take clean possession, bumped in the side. Clean pick up there by the PINT player. Great pressure by Saints. Thrown after disposal there and slung to the ground. And Hicks again, we've spoken about her tonight. Very tough in and under player.
Yeah, that was well and truly off the ball. Jeanette Grant getting a little bit agitated maybe there after the play, but she's certainly lively in this game so far.
Kicked in, Parnell just mopping up across half back, gets a handball over to Lexi Cagney out to the far side wing. Just knocked on there in the tackle. PINT's unable to take clean possession. St Mary's arriving in numbers, but cleared there by Riley Huppets of PINT. And just locked up across half back there. Pavic again. Cagney caught with the football, but gets a handball away. PINT's there, able to clear. Isabel Harding mops it up, gets it inside 50, bouncing ball. Chittick again comes out hard at it, and St Mary's player there just locked up Gabriella Raciner.
Geez, they've come out full of fire, PINT. They're right on this. They're hungry.
And they need to be. There's a bit of a breeze blowing across the ground, probably to PINT's advantage, and they need to make the most of it as it goes out the back. And picked up there by PINT, shrugs the tackle, runs around and just hits doesn't hit the post, but just near side of the post. But they're peppering, and as you said, they're coming alive, the PINTs, the wind and the breeze. They need to take advantage and try and narrow this gap as best they can in the third quarter.
That was great work then, is that they pushed hard for possession, and then the long bomb in. But that's Steph Lawrence for her. She can turn any opportunity into a scoring opportunity.
Jay Delacour of St Mary's plays on, kicks it just to the 50-metre mark, off hands. Chittick gets it out the back and kicked inside, and a mark is taken there by Steph Lawrence. It was Zoe McWimmy that kicked it in, the number 1. Lawrence plays on and gets it over the top, and it looks like she's kicked it behind. So again, exciting play there by PINT without able to capitalise on the scoreboard.
Yeah, maybe could have settled there, Brent. I'm not sure. Maybe the distance might have been an issue that she needed to get that extra 4 or 5 steps. Delacour
again with this favoured near side to the commentary box. The wind is blowing across. Billy Byers picks it up, uses those feet to get herself out of trouble, kicks it into the corridor. PINT there with numbers, but intercepted there by St Mary's in Monet Hunter, the forward, who kicks it up down deep. Great defensive work there by PINT against Caitlin Sargent of St Mary's, but Sargent looks like she's won the free. Gets the handball off to Whitaker, it looks like, who is I will say that is not her best effort. Let's just put it that way.
No, little error in judgment there, and probably not sure about the ground, the narrow pockets, what was going on. But a great effort there from from Saints to get possession of that ball back there. That's by minutes. She's been fairly lively early.
Ball back in play. Bodies left, right and centre. Umpire will call the ball up. Ross nominating for Pint as the ruck, looking for a St Mary ruck. Paula Pavic again, taps down to her Saints player, perhaps held after disposal, or no, it's paid for free for an incorrect disposal. I got that one wrong. Pint just looking to come back inboard. They've got an overlap player there if they want. They try to take it out the far side. They can get it to the edge. Doesn't quite hit the target and has gone out of bounds on the full. So not the desired effect there. Umpire's just called that one up.
Costly error, that one, because they decided they're going to go back across goal, but the kick just wasn't as accurate as they wanted to, and maybe if it had gone out of bounds, that's okay, it's neutral, but they've handed the ball back to Saints, and it's Senior that's got it, who is the informed goal kicker on the night.
Right
Looks
idea.
like she's going to try and kick it around the corner.
Yep. And it's gone across the face with that snap, a little bit unorthodox with the technique, but effective. St Mary's players there. Pint's able to clear on the left foot. Nice long clearing kick, and there'll be willingness to go out of bounds or at least get a bit of a run on. They've done well there. Amy Chittick 2-on-1. She won that football on her own. Gets the kick down the line. Parnell tries to intercept. Delacour gives away a free to the Pint player there in Kate Laurie. She's got nobody on the mark, so she decides to play on and looks to a teammate out on the wing. Doesn't find the target. A little bit of fatigue kicking in there at the moment, and that player was Casey Morris, unable to take that mark, but probably needed to do better with that disposal and hit a target.
Well, they've created the turnover because it was a last touch outside the arc, so Delacour's going to take this kick. Even if it went to a contest and the ball had fumbled over the line, it probably would have been acceptable, as they worked pretty hard for a couple of free kicks to get that ball out. So interesting couple of minutes here as to whether Pint can break this and be strong enough, or whether Saints can push the ball back into their attacking 50.
Pavic has been aggressive and dominant in that ruck all night. A Pint player going to get a free kick. I did hear a bit of a...
Yeah, it didn't sound good, Brenton, did it?
Bit of a... Yeah, it's going to be a report.
We might have had a report here too.
Yeah.
Which
Lavinia Polo.
Is there a report, a 50-metre penalty as well, or am I...
No, I think it depends on the offence, I think. So no 50. But it did appear to be a bit of a sling tackle, and perhaps the Pint player's head making contact with the ground. That's what I can probably deduct from all of that.
Deemed to be. It didn't sound good, but we were on the wrong side of it. So
kick in, nice contest there at half forward. Pints involved. St Mary's socket off the ground. Gardner Dunn involved again. Polo, who's on report, involved in that instance.
Be getting a bit willing out here, Brenton. It's there's a lot of bodies getting thrown around, and the ball's hitting the ground, and they're jumping on each other. There's all sorts of actions to try and get further possession.
Good work there by the Pines player and Isabel Harding to get it onto the left, and a 50-metre free kick has been paid. Somebody has encroached the protected zone. Ball will go inside 50, within scoring range. Now for Steph Lawrence. I don't know if we saw her before play on, but should just go back and take the shot. St Mary's with plenty of numbers back there, so either hit the target or put it through.
Yeah, if anybody's you want the ball in anybody's hands, it's probably in Steph Lawrence's hands. The goal umpire doesn't even move there, Brenton, so we did speak about this at half time, about the opportunities that may well present themselves for Pine, is that 21-point lead is just dropped back to 13.
Yep.
So, which two more straight kicks for Pine, and it's an even game. So they continue to work hard there, push the ball forward, put their bodies on the line. They got the free kick from the sling tackle, and the result out of that was a goal. So reward for effort there, Brenton.
Yep, and they just continue to pepper, and we spoke about they've got the breeze at the moment, Pint, so they need to make the most of their opportunities, and Steph Lawrence there learned from the previous errors and went back, steadied up, Beautiful set shot on goal. Great purchase and put it through. So ball thrown up again. Pavic gets it out to Gardner-Dunn. Handball out in front of herself. The Pints defender comes out to meet it. Clearing kick down to the centre corridor. There's Lawrence again involved. Pint player there getting a kick over the back. And McNamara and Janet Baird wearing like a glove, but perhaps had hold of the Pint player. That's what the umpire said of Casey Morris. Might have been a concurrent grab, I think, as she collected the ball. Janet Baird might have collected her, but the umpire has seen it differently. Morris has got the football at what looks to be about 35 out. We'll have a shot on goal. And looks like it's going to drop short. Plenty of players underneath it. St Mary's unable to take a mark. Pints players locking her up, and there will be a ball up inside the goal square.
Yeah, not a bad kick from Morris. Oh, there's a goal. I was going to say that she might have been better off trying to put it a little bit further towards the top of the square, but the opportunity from the ball in is that Saints weren't there on their markers, and I'm not sure who that was.
Kate Laurie, number 17 for Pints. So
was in the right spot at the right time, and that's good footy to watch. That's another set play type program.
Absolutely, and that brings another individual goal scorer for Pints. So St Mary's leading Pint 5-5-35 to Pint really coming back now 4-4-28. There's only 7 points in it. With about 10 minutes to go into this third quarter. You at Bretton Toy and Paul Maher on AFLNT's coverage of the 2024-25 TIO NTFL season from TIO number 2. Looks like there's a player coming off the ground. It might be a blood rule. That's the only reason I could think that they would stop the play. Just to come in and come off and get that cleaned up. Bit of a conference out there in the middle. Pints really looking to capitalise on this momentum that they've created into this third quarter. St Mary's really need to stem the flow and perhaps get an answer of their own back on the scoreboard. We talked about this earlier, Paul. The scoreboard pressure that's coming from Pints is really creeping into the mindset of St Mary's.
Well, it is, Brenton. As I said, that if I was Ryan Smith, that 21-point lead at half-time probably wasn't far enough. And for Pint, it's going to be it'll be an effort, but it's not beneath them to produce a turnaround like that, as we've seen many times before.
Yep. Ball thrown aloft again. Pavic again. She has been absolutely dominant in the ruck all night tonight. Terrific speed there. I think that's
Chittick. Yeah.
Yep. And just followed up with it. Great work there by the Pint player, Eilish Ross who's also been doubling up in the ruck. Kicked inside 50. Baird is there for St Mary's. They've been solid all night, but Pints players just continue to pressure and pepper the goals. Nobody able to take clear possession in that far side forward pocket. Just tapped out into a dangerous space. Pints there if they can mop it up. Handball out the back. Whittaker gets it. Sorry, not Whittaker. McWhimmy gets it. Handball back in, and the umpire says he will ball it up.
That's good work from Pint. They just kept throwing the ball around until they found it out. But while they were doing that, Saints managed to push numbers back. Good tackle there by Pavic too.
She's been in everything and everywhere tonight, Pavic, in the ruck and at ground level. Socket off the ground by Gardner-Dunn, trying to use it to her advantage with her leg speed. St Mary's there in numbers on that far side. Pints, again, just there, able to mop it up. Maybe grabbed without it, but umpire lets it go and looks like he will ball it up again.
It's a battle of attrition out there at the moment, isn't it? It's the ball's getting a little bit slippery too, I think. So ball handling is getting a little bit difficult, but geez, Pint are looking dangerous. Yep,
they continue, and they've just been Chittick even then, and Ross, they've been terrifically tough in the contest, and they're winning their fair share of contested ball. And this looks like it's going to come off a shin and bounce through for a goal, whether she gets to a foot or not. I think that's a goal either way.
Wow, look at that. Geez, I don't like to say we picked that, Brenton, but all of a sudden it's a 1-point game. So
yep.
You've just got to watch this Point. The Green Ant machine is that they can turn any opportunity into a winning opportunity, and they've kicked the first 3 goals. Saints have hardly touched the ball
Yep.
in these first 13 and a half minutes.
I'm not sure who scored that. I lost it at all the
No,
excitement
no,
because
no.
the St Mary's player actually tried to soccer it out, kicked it into the shin of the Pint player, and then it was bouncing towards goal, and then the Pint player went to soccer it in. So,
Well, we spoke in the earlier game about, and in the senior men's game about, just needing a little bit of luck every now and then.
yep.
That's the type of luck that you need that is going to sway things your way.
Ball bounced up again, thrown up again. St Mary's winning the free for it in the back. Nice kick forward, but chopped off there in defence by the Pint player. Try and pick that player up, 33. Anyway, as we'll keep going. Tapped
Davis.
out there. Looks like Senior involved. Yep. That's a player that's easy to pick. Big, strong athlete. She'll double up in the ruck now. Tries to hit it but doesn't win it. Pint with the tap out. Bit of communication there needed. And maybe grabbed high there. Ross of Pint, but umpire lets it go on. Pint now with it, looking to go forward through Laurie, who kicks it to Cagney, who chops it off across half-back, looks to play on, and that, again, will be kind and say that is probably not one of her best efforts.
No, it's just, I think that the legs are getting a little bit tired here. We're 2.5 quarters in. The legs are starting to get just a little bit tired here. The kicks are going a little bit shorter and are going a little bit off centre, which is creating some turnover and some opportunity.
See Pints looking to go back inside 50 again. Rennie Hicks puts it into the pocket. Janet Baird looking for a front on contact, doesn't get it. Pint player thrown to ground, will win a free for a sling. Alexandra Duff, St Mary's have got it for holding the ball free. Coming out to this near side again. Pints there with plenty of numbers, and that was... It was a clear last touch off St Mary's there, but umpires having their conference.
I think if it's a contest like that, I'm not sure if he's going to call it over on the full.
Yep.
He is.
He has.
No, it's a turnover, yep. So it's a point free kick.
Yeah, so that's the one where it was a clear touch off the St Mary's player, which is a bit hard to adjudicate at times. Comes off hands, Pint player... didn't get it onto the right boot there, and that there is a clear example. If you could go on your left, would have got a kick away.
Yeah.
That extra 1 or 2 seconds it took to get back on your right really cost her.
Yes,
so
good tackle by Billy Byers too.
Yep. And a lovely kick down the far side, just the wind just dragging it back inboard there. Caitlin Sargent's got it. She's directing where she wants play to go. Umpire calls play on, goes long down the line. Katie Whitaker, nice hands there. Just stood tall in the contest. Looks to go long down the line again. Pint player just read that better.
She had her hands all over that before the ball ever got there, Whitaker, didn't she? She just floated across the front of the pack. She's going to be a good acquisition for Saints this year.
Pint player looking to come back down the line. Kira Hill-Carter's on the mark, smothers it, and just kicked over again. Pint able to gather there through Taylor Hill. And she's looking at it, what her options are. Looks to go long down the line, punches it in. St Mary's there with numbers, and out the back. Oh, it's called touch off the boot there from Caitlin Sargent. Coming back inboard, St Mary's there. Gardner Dunn with numbers. Pint's unable to gather clean possession. Misses the target with the handball. Looking to come back inboard. Maybe a kicking in danger there, but umpire lets it go. Clears the pack. And we see the goal scorer, Steph Lawrence there, unable to get it. Baird's involved again. She's been pretty solid back down there for Saints. Quick kick inside forward. St Mary's defender caught behind, may have been holding there. Will look to just play this safe and stay near to the boundary side. Pints there with 2 players. They're able to outnumber. The cavalry arrives for St Mary's, but Pints able to get the kick away inside 50 and will stay in bounds. Yes, it does. The whole of the ball has to go over, and it hasn't. And the umpire is called holding the ball against St Mary's there. No attempt to get rid of it, and the siren is going in the background.
That's 3/4 time, but she's
played on. Yeah.
No, that's it. He's called it. So it's an exciting end to that quarter. It's the 1 point the difference. After the 21 points margin to Saints at half time, it's a 1 point lead to Saints at three-quarter time.
They just, Paul, they just kept coming and coming that quarter there. Pints, we spoke about it, they had the wind advantage, but they really needed to bring this to St Mary's there, so it'll be interesting to see how we turn out in this last quarter with St Mary's with the win this quarter, Paul.
Yeah, great quarter from Point. Saints had pushed it down there a couple of times, but just weren't able to score. But once momentum starts, it's very hard to pull back. And they're a good side, Point. I would have thought that Ryan Smith and the Saints hierarchy would have seen that at half time, thinking, hang on a minute, we've seen this before. We probably need to be very wary about what we're trying to do here. And anyway, scores on the board now, so see what transpires in the last quarter. Three-quarter
time at TIO Oval number 2. It is St Mary's leading Pint 5-5, 35 to 5-4, 34. Only 1 point in it. You're with Brenton Toy and Paul Maher on AFLNT's coverage of the 2024-25 TIO NTFL season, live from TIO number 2 here in beautiful Larrakia country. We will see you back after this for the last quarter, looking for some very exciting football.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Kazali's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
All right, welcome back to the final quarter of round 3, Pint versus St Mary's, last year's grand final contenders with a rematch. It's 3rd versus 6th. We're at TIO Stadium number 2. You with Brenton Toy and Paul Maher. Very interesting 3/4 of games, Paul. St Mary's with the lead early, but Pint's coming back.
Yeah, great quarter from Pint. They've kicked 3 goals to virtually, well, no Saints goal anyway. The 21-point lead at 3/4 time is now at half time is now diminished to a 1-point lead for Saints. A little bit of pressure on them now to see if they can turn this back around. They have controlled the first half of the game. Pint certainly took ascendancy in that third quarter. Interesting to see what will happen here now, whether or not Saints put their guns back in the middle or whether they hold their structure and their game plan from the start. Interesting 18 minutes of footy to come, mate.
Absolutely. So now we've got Katie Whitaker, who's got ruck duties for St Mary's against Eilish Ross for Pint. Paula Pavich has been dominating for Saints. Whitaker gets it over the top, tapped on by her teammate and St Mary's teammate there. Cleared by Pint's player. One of the Saints players just slow to get up in the background, just wincing at the shoulder, but the free kick's been paid there to Pint. And they've cleared it out there. Isabel Harding kicks down to half forward. St Mary's able to chop it off there with numbers, linking up with hands through the middle. Pint's just coming up to meet at the contest, getting a handball out, unable to find the target. A little bit scrappy, but it's effective. They're wheeling the ball forward. They just need to get some space, and they've kicked it into the forward 50. Great work there by Chittick, who wins her own football. Handballs inside and locked up there by the St Mary's player in Billy Byers, I think, against Pints. And guess who at the bottom of the pack? Reddy Hicks.
There's good play there from Pint. They pushed the ball forward very quickly, but just to a contest again.
Hicks again at the bottom of the pack, handballs out to a teammate there. Baird, who's in front, just chops that off. And
it's had a good game, Brenton.
Yeah, just experience, reads the ball well and uses it well. They look to come out to this near side wide. St Mary's get a handball over the top. Clever little handball. Look to keep coming down to half forward. Caught behind there, Saints, but able to win the possession. Just pick that player up there. St Mary's continue to just force it forward. Jeanette Grant involved, as well as Monet Hunter. Gardner Dunn with wrapping up the Pint player there. Ball is going nowhere. Umpire says, I will have it, and there'll be a ball up just outside the St Mary's forward 50.
It's a hot footy, Brenton. That was certainly a hot footy then. It went through many, many sets of hands, and there was a lot of tackles.
That's it. Great work again. Whitaker and Ross going at it in the ruck. Gardner Dunn doesn't take clean possession, overruns the football. Billy Byers does, kicks it in, maybe gets a lucky bounce, and unfortunately out of bounds there for St Mary's before they can take clean possession. And that's Paula Pavich, the ruck person, who's perhaps just resting at deep forward early, and then maybe bring her back into the game late in the quarter.
Yeah, interesting move to send her forward, because she does have some presence and she can take a good mark, and her kicking's pretty good as well. So interesting move there to put Whitaker into the ruck, because Whitaker's been fairly lively in their forward structure, been able to probably have one or two goal assists there as well.
Yep. Just see the ball thrown in again. Plenty wheat picks this umpire. He's thrown it in twice and he's cleared the pack. Outstanding throw, and usually we see him drop short, but somebody needs to get that goal, that boundary umpire into the Premier League men's.
Yeah, should be doing another game.
Terrific, absolutely. I'm impressed with that throw in. Pint looking to come out to the near side commentary box. That wind might get a hold of it, and just nudged out of it there by the Pint player, kept in by Whitaker. Great tackle there. Bodies left, right and centre, and maybe holding the player after disposal. Jeanette Grant looks like she's going to get it. They want to give the ball back soon on the full. I'd be careful about kicking it back like that. Yeah. You're going to give away a 50. Not the type of game you want to be giving away 3 points in either. Grant looks for a short pass, goes in. Pints players there in numbers. Kicked out again. Chittick should have this wrapped up, and she does. Spoiled just after, but the umpire's paid the mark. Fair enough too, Amy Chittick. Again, directing play right in front of the Pint interchange. St Mary's again, great body work there on the boundary line. Terrific spoil there by Arlie Perry, just to take that over. And again, right in front of the St Mary's interchange.
Well, looks like it might be going Pint's way here. I think it might have been another or is it going St Mary's way? No, it's another one of those last touch right on the banjo line processes. So
well, if it was, I reckon they got that wrong, because I'm pretty sure that come off a Pint player last. But nonetheless, it's been kicked in and it's just willed forward again by St Mary's. Grace Senior's involved in there. Winetti, it looks like, who's that ground level. That's where we've seen her all night.
Yeah,
Might be Grant.
That's Grant.
Sorry,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Polo's active again in there too. It looks like she's gone on to Chittick. So.
Yep. Pavic again in the ruck, wins it. St Mary's there with numbers, and free has been paid to...
It's going to St Mary's here, I think.
Mary's. Yep. Caitlin Sargent, it looks like. So either some high contact or some late holding, not allowing her to be involved. That's a beautiful kick to the hot spot. They should have numbers there. St Mary's off hands, and able to take a clean mark. Two players there fighting over it. Pavic, and I didn't pick up the other one. Intercepted there. Great. Sargent that was, who just threw it on her boot, and it was the Pint player there coming across. Hicks, I think it was. She has just been super tough and doing all of the hard work all night, Rennie Hicks for Pints.
Well, Chittick's just come off limping. Looks like she might have done an ankle.
There's that throw in again. More height, less length, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, well, there is a mandate, 15 up, 15 in, I think it is, or it might be 25 up, 25. Anyway, there is a mandate, so we might be sticking to it.
That's all right.
It might be the rest of them that might not be.
We'll get the ratio right soon.
Yeah.
Ball thrown in again, and he's almost there. It's still cleared the two ruck. That's 4 throw-ins that went over the top of the ruck, and
it's a free
the
kick
umpire has
St
pulled
Mary's.
a free out of this.
Well, I'm not sure. The ball goes over the nominated 2 rucks, and then it goes into 2 other players. What do you do? How do you adjudicate on that? And then they pull a free kick out.
Yep.
It looks like done.
Gardner done.
As we see, Chittick might be on ice by now, which is going to be a massive...
Look at the team get around her, and they very much needed that. And Gardner Dunn, very famous footballing family up here. Her father played for St Mary's and was a great forward, but her grandfather, Dennis Dunn, the player that's kicked the most goals in the Northern Territory Football League. I think it's something like 827 goals I think he's kicked up here. An outstanding servant to the NTFL, so good to see those genes being picked up and followed through, and Gardner Dunn getting on the scoreboard.
Chip off the old block, maybe, you think?
Just
Brenton,
a little bit,
yeah.
Yes.
So Chittick's off, and it looks like she's hobbling. She doesn't look good. The boot's still on, so it could be a bit of a drama. It looks like they might be going to strap it or restrap it.
She's been important for them in this second half, Chittick. Just very tough body lines of football.
Yeah, that third quarter was all Chittick, Hicks and Lawrence that turned that quarter, so that'll be a big miss if she doesn't come back on.
Ball thrown up again in the ruck there. Looks like Parnell's doing the duties again. Handballed out, and almost went the wrong way there. The St Mary's player in polo, as you said, she's been lively. Pint there, able to pick it up. Now they kick it in the right direction. They've got to the advantage side. If they can get some numbers there, they'll be okay. Good foot race there between the two players. Body work by Pints was really good, just to knock the Saints player off the ball. But they arrive in numbers, just thrown onto the boot, unable to clear the contest. It comes back out to this near side, and I think it's Caitlin Sargent who's got the football again. She's calling for players to come up at her, but it ignores them, goes back into the corridor. Risky kick, and chopped off there by Pints, but Saints arrive in numbers. Handballed off there, just kicking it forward. And Katie Whittaker has taken a mark inside 50. She's got Paula Pavic there, one out, doubles back, hooks up, but she's got
Parnell.
Parnell drops what she should have taken.
That's Hunter.
Inside.
That is a mark to Pavic, is it? Yes, it is.
Yep, it was the long route home. Yep. They took the scenic route to get to her. She was there on her own for a little bit, but they just continued to force the contest. And Paula Pavic, she's been outstanding. She started them off well all night in the ruck. Should get a goal here and has hit the post. So hopefully that's not a costly error for Saints, and you don't want those misses on goal to cost you late in the game. And Pints really just need to try and clear the defensive half at the moment. This ball has just been locked down here without being able to get anywhere near a scoring position for Pints. So perhaps the wind kicking in and the fatigue making it a bit hard on players, and we see Pints bring it in. Nice uncontested mark there by Elish Ross. Chips in board to her teammate in Zoe Clark.
Well, it's ironic, Brenton, is that the ball, the most of the footy's been in this forward 50 for the second half of the game.
Yep.
Obviously, Point with their 3 goals in the last quarter, and the 2 that the one that St Mary's have kicked in this quarter. But they've had plenty of opportunities, St Mary's, and the ball keeps going into their 50 metres. Yep. Their forward 50 is a free kick here to Saints on centre wing.
Yeah, Ali Perry kicks it inside 50. Again, Saints just out muscled there, but get to the front spot. Ball bounces. They need a crummer. Nowhere there. Pine able to mop up. Just goes to ground at a critical time. And looks like Motlop might get a free kick.
Oh, it's Pavic, I think. I think she was thrown off the footy.
And yep, it is.
Yeah, she was on the outside trying to pull the ball out, and one of the Point players has grabbed her and dragged her out of the road, and that's all the umpire saw. So a little bit ill-disciplined, Point, but that's scoreboard pressure for you, Brent, is that you know, the Saints have skipped away here a little bit, and Pavic has had 2 shots in a minute, and she's missed that one also.
So had an opportunity there to rectify, but missed. It is 6-7-43 now to 5-4-34. St Mary's leading Pint. Player just being directed to come back in, and I think the umpire being a little bit pedantic about the alignment of the player on the mark being perpendicular to the person kicking in. And
right, gotcha.
Just players there looking to come in board, get a handball over. The pressure's on. Grant looks to take a player on. It was caught on the left. Polo, yep. And again, just that extra step to get back around onto the right foot. Unable to get the right torque to get the angle to come back into the top of the square.
Yeah, Revolutions probably weren't quite there for that one, were they? Nope. For it to spin the right way that it needed to get that angle bounce. But if she'd have kicked it with her left, probably would have been okay.
That's the one. Whitaker again in the ruck and cleared out the back by Pint. St Mary's doubling back. The defence is turned inside out. Pint won't mind this, but Saints arrive in numbers, and guess who? Janet Baird gets it, gives it, gets it back. Soccers it, just moves it forward, stays involved there. Great tackle there by Pint to take her player to the ground, Kennedy McNamara, and the umpire will ball it up.
That's experience from Baird. She sort of sat back, waited for the ball to come out, attacked it, created an opportunity and brought it to a stoppage. So it's a good win there for Saints.
St Mary's long kick in. The Pint player defended there, just reading it better than Whitaker, who was caught behind. Pint again clearing. They get to the midfield. Bodies left, right and centre. And hopefully the players are okay there. We'll follow the play. Baird is involved. Looks to be just held up across half back. Pint's there, able to pick it up through Laurie. Gets it inside 50. Cruel bounce there for St Mary's. Pint's arriving in numbers, holding the person there without the ball. Was Zoe Clark. Should have got a free kick, and it's going to dribble in anyway.
It's a goal.
And
that certainly looks like a goal from here. It is too. Wow. See, that's the process that happens where there was bodies, as you said, Brent. They were flying all over the place and attacking the footy. And the end result was that there was 2 Saints players left on the ground, which obviously leaves an overlap. And Point made the most of that overlap and pushed the ball as far forward as they possibly could until there was a kick off the ground from about 25 metres out, and it's back to a 3-point game.
Yep, that's it. I think it might have been Nikisha Miniter and Gabriella Reisinger that got a bit of friendly fire and crashed into each other there, which, as you said, helped create that overlap, and Pint's just able to get an extra number back. And Saints now, with those 2 players coming off, just having to readjust their 5-6-5, I think.
It's going to create a bit of a structure issue because they've got Pavic and De La Cour here trying to get back into the rotation.
Yep.
And I think they've lost 2 wingers or a winger and a half forward flank in that program.
Excellent clearance there by Elish Ross inside of the Pint 50. They are coming now, and Pint St Mary should be worried. Great spoil there by Baird. Pint get a handball out, unable to find the target. Picks it up, throws it on the boot, bounces towards goal. Unable to pick it up was McWimmy. Saints able to clear, and the player that's got the football out there is Polo. Gets a kick forward. Pint again with numbers behind the play. Send it back in through Russell.
That's Lawrence. Oh, that's out. Oh.
Might just sit up and stay in play here. Saints arrive in numbers, able to mop up. Dribble kick along the ground. Come back into play. It's dangerous spot here. Dangerous time for St Mary's. Clear shot on goal. Touched off the boot by St Mary's. Quick handball by Pints. Still flipping it around. Throws it onto the boot, and the goalkeeper back at home, Janet Baird.
She's had a great second half. Baird is that she keeps repelling it, but it's Pint that's turned it back around again.
You can't have this many repeat 50s and not score, so
No.
Pint just continuing to pepper.
There it is. Oh, it's missed. Now it's a goal.
It's a goal.
Sorry about that. It's at the far end of the ground, and we've got no light here. We're sort of running off a replay and in the distance, and that's Pints have now kicked 5 of the last 6 goals to take a 3-point lead.
Yep.
And it's nearly 16 minutes into an 18-minute quarter. So for this whole game, I think Pint, this is the first time they've led.
Yep. So for the majority of the game, Saints have led, and Pint really just midway through that sort of third quarter, they really started just clawing their way back, fought back hard to a position now where they've got themselves back in front.
Well, it was the drive in that third quarter that as we spoke about, that 21-point buffer probably not being enough. But the momentum swing, and it's now towards the opposite end of the ground, as we spoke about at the start of the quarter, about how much play had been in that airport end 50 metres. There's another shot on goal here. He's gone across the face. From a point of view, they'd be quite happy to see this over the line.
Saints looking to rebound here. We spoke about Pavic in the ruck, but those last 2 forward entries have come from Elish Ross, the ruck person from Pint. So number 9 from Pint, that solid left foot, just getting it in there, giving her teammates every opportunity. She's been the match winner or the game changer in this last quarter. Well,
for every action, there's a reaction, Brenton, and the action obviously of Ryan is Pint having a kick on goal here again. It's just about kicked that one into the rugby paddock. It's the action of putting Pavic into the forward line.
Yep.
Had 2 shots on goal, but also the reaction of that is that Eilish goes into the ruck for Pint, and that has had a battle all night with Pavic, for which she's come second to. All of a sudden she's winning because Pavic is at the other end of the ground. So Pavic kicks those 2 goals, yep, or kicks those 2 goals. Or the next, there's a 12-point play,
yep,
in the process, and now we see at 17 and a half minutes, Pint have got a 3-point lead.
Bit of a case of robbing Peter to pay Paula.
Oh yeah, it is.
Pine just able to come out. The St Mary's coming out the far side there. It was Baird who was rebounding across there. Nobody able to take clean possession. Bodies getting thrown in left, right and centre. Just pops out of the backside of the stoppage. Socket forward by Pine. There's Baird again. Clears the kick to the wing. They're going to need to get it forward soon. They've got the wind. They need to use this as their advantage. St Mary's far side wing. Kicks it at the back. St Mary's player turns it inside out. And that is time.
Well, there you go. Like that's a great game of footy in 2 halves. Unfortunately, there's got to be a winner and there's got to be a loser, and for Saints to lead but for all of the last 2 minutes of that game is probably unjust in relation to how they played. But for Pint to come back and play a second half by kicking, they said 5 goals to 1, where it was 5 goals to 2 in the first half. So it was a game of halves. I think that the class of Pint, with the Chittick and Lawrence and Hicks all night, were just too strong at the end to play 4 quarters of footy out. against the Byers and the Kira Lee Parnells and the Paula Paviches, and they thoroughly deserved to win St Mary's because they had their measure, but for 2.5 minutes they didn't, Brenton, and unfortunately it's who's in front at the end of when the siren goes.
All right, just while we wrap up, Paul, I might get you just to cast your eyes to your best players and goal scorers. We are at round 3, TIO NTFL season 2024-25. From TIO number 2, we've just seen last year's grand finalists Pints and St Mary's go head to head in what has been an absolute cracker with an outstanding finish towards the end. St Mary's led all game right up until the 15-minute mark of the last quarter, with only about 3 or 4 minutes to go. Pints being able to hit the front, 2 quality outfits, and we must mention too that Pint have also done this without Jazz Hewitt, who I rate as probably perhaps one of the best players in the NTFL competition. So,
well, she won. She was a league best and fairest last year. So yeah, that, and also on both behalves is the co-coach and also the captain and the best player in the competition. Gardner Dunn won, Wanetti won, Hunter won, and we've got senior with 3 for St Mary's. Lawrence, Ross, Laurie, Duff, Morris. There's a couple missing from there.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll get them.
And for Point, but I said 2.5 minutes of footy is all it took for Point to take control of that game. But their third quarter was sensational. I reckon they probably had 80% of the player, and they were led really well by Renee Hicks. Even in the first half, she was the one that was holding them up, that was sort of keeping them in it. And then Steph Lawrence turned a couple on a 10-cent piece. Was really good. Ross in the ruck was really good as well when push came to shove after when Pavich was having her breaks, and they made the most of that. Chittick was good until she came off as well. Huppets. And I liked Laurie as well, is that she was honest all game. With Saints, I think that Pavich was probably their standout. Polo was good in and under. Billy Byers was good early as well, and got a lot of footy.
Senior started right but drifted out.
Yeah, she did. She was good. Well, I think they might have done some homework on her at half time. Well, you would have thought that they would have anyway, because she was getting a lot of footy. Whittaker looked good. She played some good footy down in South Australia. So